started with module 5. And in module 5, there are two major design techniques that we will be focusing. One design technique is called backtracking, and the second one is called branch and bound. Now, first we will be seeing 4 problems that belong to the design of backtracking. And then we'll be seeing 3 other problems based on branch and bound. This is the last module of your syllabus, and these are the 2 major design techniques that we will be discussing. Now, backtracking and branch and bound, both are design techniques that will solve large instances of difficult combinatorial problems. What are combinatorial problems? We have already come across combinatorial problems in earlier modules. Combinatorial problems are a class of problems in which, if you are given a finite set of objects, the aim is to select a set of objects towards building the solution without violating the problem's constraints. For example, take the instance of traveling salesman problem, which we discussed in module 4, and we solved that problem using dynamic programming. Now, the aim of the traveling salesman problem is you're given a finite set of cities. So your input space is a finite set of cities. Given a starting city, you're supposed to traverse all the cities and get back to the starting city. Now, to do this, you can choose multiple paths. Starting from, let's assume that the set of cities start from 1 till n. So, assuming that 1 as a starting city, you can traverse across all the other cities and get back to 1 in many different ways. So, the intermediate traversal of the cities can be in any combination. Okay. So, all these, it is the same set of cities, the same combination of cities, but they are all ordered in different ways. Such type of problems, you call them as combinatorial problems. Another one example which I can give you is knapsack problem, which we have seen in module 3. We solved it using a greedy design, one type, and another type we solved using dynamic programming. Even with knapsack problem, the input space had a set of finite set of objects. Okay, and you're supposed to select a set of objects in such a way that you're able to maximize the profit without violating the bag capacity. Now here also, you're selecting a combination of objects based on a certain constraint or a condition. Now such problems are called as combinatorial problems. Combinatorial problems generally become difficult to solve when the input size increases. So backtracking and branch and bound are 2 design techniques that make this kind of combinatorial problems easier to be solved. So first we talk about backtracking and discuss all the problems on backtracking. Then we will be discussing branch and bound. What is backtracking? To explain backtracking, the most easy example that we can take is that of the Sudoku puzzle. I think all of us are familiar with solving Sudoku. Sudoku is a puzzle, mathematical puzzle, where you're given a 3 by 3 grid, and inside the 3 by 3 grid there are smaller grids, and in which, suppose you take one particular grid, that grid will have a set of 9 cells, and each of those cells you're supposed to fill with the 9 digits or the 9 numbers. And what is the condition or the constraint while filling those numbers? The constraint is that if you're going to fill numbers, you have to keep in mind that you're not repeating a particular number in one grid more than once, and it should not repeat in a row. It should also not repeat in a particular column. I mean, the same integer should not repeat in a grid, across the row, across the column. Now, when trying to solve this Sudoku puzzle, assume that you have already entered 5 digits, okay? And you're trying to enter the 6th digit or place the 6th number, which is 6. When you're trying to place 6, you find that there is a conflict. So what do you do generally when you find there is a conflict? What do you do generally when you find that there is a conflict when you try to place the number 6? What do you do?
We go back to the previous one.
Exactly. So what you do is, if you find that there is a conflict while placing 6, you know that you have made a mistake there. So you will go back to the previous step and undo that step and proceed from there. Try to proceed from there. Now this is called as backtracking. While trying to build a solution for a particular problem, at each step, you will make one choice. In this case, in this problem, the choice that you're making is the placement of an integer inside the grid. Okay, so at each step, you're placing one number. But while placing that number, if you find there is a conflict, then you know that you've made a mistake. You'll go back to the previous step, undo that step, and then again proceed from there to see whether I can proceed in placing the rest of the numbers. This type of problem solving, this kind of problem solving or this design technique, you call it as backtracking. Now, formally defining, and Sudoku is a very commonly given example which follows the problem solving using backtracking. Now, formally defining backtracking. Backtracking is an algorithmic technique for solving problems recursively by trying to build a solution incrementally. So we have to remember that we keep or choose only one number at a time. So we incrementally build the solution. Solution incrementally, one piece at a time, removing those solutions that fail to satisfy the constraints of the problem at any point of time. And backtracking is very similar to the exhaustive approach for problem solving. In exhaustive approach, what we do is we try to list down all the solutions, or in other words, you can say that we enumerate all the candidate solutions. Candidate solutions are solutions which have the probability of becoming the final solution. Okay, so with exhaustive approach, what do? We list out all the candidate solutions and then try to find out which is the correct one, and that we finalize as the final complete solution. That is what we discuss in the exhaustive approach. Okay, but now this backtracking is a slight improvement on the exhaustive approach, where we do not enumerate all the exhaustive solutions. While building the solution, if we find that there is any particular candidate solution which cannot lead to the complete solution, then we do not generate that particular solution. This is what we call it as backtracking. So backtracking can be called as an improvement of the exhaustive approach. While the exhaustive approach generates all candidate solutions or enumerates all candidate solutions, backtracking does not enumerate all the solutions. So partial solutions are constructed one component at a time, and it is evaluated. If the remaining components cannot lead to a solution, they are not considered for building solution. The solution is backtracked and replaces the last component with the next option. In the worst case, they still result in exponential time complexity. So it does give some improvement over the exhaustive approach, but in the worst case, the backtracking approach also gives exponential time complexity. So this is just a gist of what this design technique is all about. So backtracking is an algorithmic technique for problem solving, which is specifically meant for solving combinatorial problems. Combinatorial problems are generally of two types. One called as decision problems, the other one is optimization problems. Okay, so it can be used for both. And combinatorial problems are problems whose solution building involves combinations, and they're generally complex when the input size increases. And backtracking is a very good method of solving difficult combinatorial problems. Now we move to the problem. These are the 4 problems that we will be solving using backtracking. The first one is N-Queen's problem, second subset sum, third is Hamiltonian. The second and third both have implementations in the lab. So we will be implementing subset sum as well as Hamiltonian cycle. And the last one is graph coloring. This is a very, very interesting problem. I think you would have come across this in discrete mathematics. So these are the 4 problems that we will be discussing in module 5 under backtracking. Now, what is N-Queen's problem? The first problem that we're going to discuss is called as the N-Queen's problem. The problem goes like this. Given an n by n chessboard, the aim of N-Queen's problem is to place n queens on the chessboard such that no 2 queens attack each other by being in the same row, column, or diagonal. Okay, just to show you what the problem is about. Suppose I place a queen in a random position. Here I've chosen a random position. I've placed a queen here. Okay, so you're given an n by n chessboard here. The size is 4 by 4 here. And the aim is to place 4 queens on this chessboard such that when you place a queen in a particular position, the next queen that you place should not be in an attacking position. What are the attacking positions? You cannot place another queen in the same row. Okay, you cannot place another queen in the same column, and you cannot also place another queen across the diagonals. So these are the attacking positions, which means if you have placed a queen here, this row you cannot place a second queen. This column you cannot place a second queen. Here across the diagonal, across both the diagonals, you cannot place a next queen. Okay. Now this is what is the aim of the n queens problem. So if you're given an n by n chessboard, then you're supposed to the problem completes, or the problem has a solution if you're able to keep n queens or arrange n queens on the chessboard without conflicting or without attacking each other. This is the aim of the problem. Is the aim of the problem clear? Is the aim of the problem clear? Yeah. So now we move on. We start with the basic solution, and now we are going to solve this using backtracking. Okay. And we start with the smaller instances of the problem, and then we move on to the larger instances. We will first be checking whether there is a solution for a chessboard of size 1, a chessboard of size 2, size 2 in the sense 2 by 2, then a chessboard of size 3 by 3, 4 by 4, 5 by 5, etc. Okay. So this is the first instance, the most smallest instance of the problem, a 1 by 1 chessboard. Okay. So here, if you're going to place a queen, how many queens are you supposed to place?
Only one queen.
Only one queen. So one queen can I place without any conflict? Yes, I can place. I keep the queen, and there is no other queen to be placed, and hence this problem is a trivial problem. It has a solution. Clear? Okay. Now we go on to the next instance, a 2 by 2 chessboard. This is a 2 by 2 chessboard. Here, how many queens should I place?
2 queens.
2 queens. So assume that I'm going to place the first queen in the first row. Okay, so I placed a queen here. So if I place the queen in that particular position, that is first row and second column, then the respective row is blocked. This row is blocked. Similarly, this column is blocked. Okay, and across the diagonal also it gets blocked. Yeah, right? So can I place a second queen?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
I cannot place a second queen. So this instance of the problem has no solution, right? This has a solution. We have already done it. This does not have a solution. Now we move on to the third instance of the problem, which is a 3 by 3 chessboard. Okay. Now this 3 by 3 chessboard, I place the queen here. Okay. Now, as per the problem's constraints, row is blocked. Okay. The column is blocked. Yes. Similarly, the diagonal is also blocked. Right. Okay.
Yes,
Now moving on, I will place the next queen, isn't it? So how many queens are left to be placed?
2 queens.
2 more queens. Can I place 2 more queens?
Yes, ma'am.
No.
No, ma'am.
Yes,
I
You
cannot
can
place.
place only one queen.
I can only place 1 more queen. Okay.
Yes.
So I will be able to place 2 queens, but the problem will not have a solution because the aim is to place 3 queens. Okay. So this is the third instance of the problem. So the first has a solution. The second and third, there is no solution. Now we move on to the, is it clear? Am I fast?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now we move on and solve the fourth instance, okay, of the same problem, which is a 4 by 4 chessboard. Okay. Now this is a 4 by 4 chessboard we have. We assume that we are going to place the first queen in the first row, the second queen in the second row, third queen in the third row, and the fourth queen in the fourth row. This is the assumption. And now our job will be to find out which column position should I give for the first queen in the first row. Okay. So once I find out a particular column for the first queen in the first row, then I have to see which positions will get blocked. Based on what positions get blocked, I have to decide what is the placement of, or the position for placing the second queen, and so on. Are you able to understand? So when we try to solve the problem, we first assume that we are going to place the first queen in the first row, second queen in the second row, third in the third row, and fourth in the fourth row. And the first step would be to find out which column position can I give for queen 1. So what we do is, we start exploring from the first available position. What is the first available position? This position, column 1 of row 1. That's the first available position. So I explore that. I have placed the first queen in the first column. Any doubts? Okay. Now, as per the problem's constraints, what happens here? Which row, column, and diagonal gets blocked? The first row gets blocked, the first column gets blocked, and the diagonal also gets blocked. Clear? Okay. Now, please do not bother about this construction or the tree. I'm going to actually generate a tree structure here. Okay. Now, generally, all problems which are solved using backtracking and in fact exhaustive approach, both of them, even in dynamic programming, almost all approaches which are all problems which we try to solve using recursion, it's generally easy to understand the problem solving when we construct a tree structure. Okay. So here also we will be constructing a tree structure. I will go into the details of this tree structure later. Okay. Now let's see how we're building the solution. Now this first, what we're going to now do is finding out the arrangement of queens, 4 queens for the 4x4 problem. Okay. And we're going to do this using backtracking. Now this, assume that this is tree structure, assuming that I'm going to construct a tree structure, this is the root level of the tree structure. The root level shows the node in which this is a starting, this is a state at which there is no queen placement. Okay, this is the root node. Now we go on to level 1 of the tree structure. In the level 1, we have built one node, or we have constructed one node at level 1, which shows the choice for the placement of queen 1. So this node here shows that I have chosen the first column in the first row for placing queen 1. Is it clear? So once queen 1 is placed, these positions gets blocked. Right? Okay. Now we have to place the second queen. Under our assumption, second queen has to go into which row? Which row?
Second.
Can you tell me what are the possible options for placing the second queen?
3 or 4.
Third column, second row.
Yeah, we can, obviously it is in the second row. What are the column positions? We could either place it in the third column or we could place it in the fourth column. Which means the first and the second are unsuccessful. You can't place it there. Okay. So, and remember, to show the placement of the second queen, I will go to the next level of the tree structure. Okay, you understand the structure slowly. Let's build the tree, then I will go into the details of the tree. Now we have placed queen 1 here. Now we explore this position, that is first column of second row is blocked, which is shown as an unsuccessful attempt. Okay. Now what about the second column? Second column also is not possible. Right? Now, is the third column possible? Yes. So I place the second queen in the third column of the second row. Clear? Okay. Once queen 2 is placed, what are the positions that are the table chess positions, which chessboard positions which gets blocked?
Diagonal and
yeah, diagonal row. So this is already blocked. These two are already blocked. So this gets blocked. This position gets blocked. And now this diagonal also gets blocked. Okay. And this column position also gets blocked. Remember, this complete column is blocked. Okay. Since these positions are already blocked, I'm not showing it again. This position gets blocked. Right. So queen 2, column, row, and diagonal is completely blocked. Clear? Okay.
Yes.
Now what is the next step? Can you tell me? So we have placed 2 queens. So we are building one component at a time. The first component is placement of queen number 1. The second component is placement of queen number 2. This is what we call as incremental solution building. Okay, which is a typical in backtracking. Okay. Now next step. Next step is placement of queen number 3.
3.
Okay. So tell me which are the possible positions in row 3.
Geeta ma'am.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Ma'am, even that gets blocked, ma'am.
Which
The diagonal.
Diagonal. Q2 diagonal.
Even that diagonal gets blocked.
Which one?
Q2 you place.
row 3, column 4.
Row 3, column 4 also will get blocked.
Yeah, I didn't show that way.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. My mistake. Yeah. So we placed Q2 here, and then we have blocked this also, right? Okay. So which means we cannot place any queen. Can we place a third queen in this row?
No, ma'am.
Yeah, we cannot place a third queen in this row. So what is the understanding? What do you infer from this? What have you inferred from this? We have placed queen 1 in the first column, okay? And we placed queen 2 in the third column. Now, what is the next step for building the solution? Placement of queen 3, isn't it? Yeah. So can I place queen 3 in the third row?
No.
I cannot place, isn't it? Yeah, all these positions are blocked. Yeah. So what did you infer from this? Can I proceed now for building queen for placing queen 3?
Ma'am, we have to use column 4.
Exactly. That means that is my choice that I have made for placing queen 2 in column number 3 is wrong, isn't it? Yes, sir. Yes, because now all these 4 positions, now please remember that, or please understand that these crosses which I am showing are showing that while placing the third queen, this column, this column, this column, and this column cannot be used. Okay, these crosses try to mean that. Okay. Now we know that all these 3 column positions are not suitable, are not acceptable for placing queen 3. So what did you infer from this? You infer that the placement or the choice that I have made for queen 2 is wrong, isn't it? So what should I do? I should try to explore which position?
Fourth position.
Yeah, what were the available positions or acceptable positions? The acceptable positions were either 3 or 4. When I used 3 for Q2, it blocked the placement of queen 3. Correct? Okay. So what should I do? I should undo the step and go back to the previous step and explore which choice? Explore the 4th column for the second queen. Clear? Okay. This is here I am doing backtracking. Here I have done backtracking. So I undo that step and go back to the previous step. And which step have I undone? I have changed this choice and I've moved it to position number 4.
4.
Correct? So when I place queen 2 here, this is already blocked due to the placement of queen number 1. And then by placing queen 2, this row is blocked completely. This column is blocked and over. This is over. Completely done.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now continue. Have you got a position for queen number 3?
Yes.
Are you able to follow?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So queen 2, we explored position number, column number 3, and then we found that we are not able to place queen number 3. So we have made a wrong choice for queen number 2. So the next acceptable position which we could explore is column number 4. So we changed from Q2 to, the column number 3 to column number 4. We have done backtracking here. We chose now column number 4. By placing Q2 in the column number 4, now this row gets blocked. Okay. This column also is getting blocked. Okay. Have we got a position or an acceptable position for queen number 3?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, we have got a position. So this first column of row 3 is blocked. So it is not possible. Now, the second position, is it possible? Yes.
Yes.
I try to place it there. Right? Okay. Now, which position gets blocked? The diagonal also gets blocked. Okay. Now, what's the next step in the solution building? I have to place the queen number 4. Yes? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I place a queen number 4?
No, ma'am.
Now, I cannot place queen number 4 because all those cells are blocked. So what do I infer here? So this means this is not possible. All of them are not possible. So
First
what do I
choice is
infer?
wrong.
Yeah, the first choice, that is the placement of queen 1, has not helped me. The placement of queen 1 in column 1 of first row has not helped me to build the complete solution. This is what I infer. So that means when I tried to put queen number 1 in the first column, I got 2 possible positions to be explored for queen 2. Q2 in column number 3 did not lead towards a solution. So I changed Q2 to position number 4. That is column number 4. Placing column Q2 in column number 4 helped me to place queen 3, but did not help me to place queen 4. Okay, so which means it is the inference that I make here is that the choice that I made, that is the column number 1 for queen 1, is wrong. So what should I do? I should backtrack and try to explore a different position for
Q1.
Q1, right? So first, what position did I explore? I explored position number 1.
One.
Now I explore position number 2. Okay, now see this complete. Now this is, I am building a tree structure here. Okay, now this is the root node. At the root node, I have not placed any queen. This shows the initial solution space. Now this tree structure is called as state space tree. I'll be explaining the tree structure in the next slide, but just for your understanding, this is called as a state space tree. Okay, the root node in the state space tree shows the initial state of the solution. This is node, this is node, if I consider this as node 0, this is node 1, node 2, node 3, node 4, and so on. The level 1 of the tree structure shows the choice that I have made for including only the first component, which is Q1. The second level of the tree structure shows the choice that I have made for placing only the second component, which is Q2. That means Q2 choices are either position number 3 or position number 4. The last level of the tree structure, or sorry, this is not the last level, this is the third level. In the third level, we showed that this is a choice made for placing the queen number 3. In fact, we have not shown the fourth level because we were not able to place the fourth queen. So now what we infer is that we have to change the position of the queen number 1. Okay, now we move on and build. Please see that this arrow mark is pointing to the second column here. Okay, second column of the first row. Now we start over again by placing Q1 in the second column. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. So now let's continue. As per the problem's constraints, this row gets blocked, the diagonal gets blocked, the column gets blocked. Right? Okay. Now, Q2 in the second row. Q2 in the second row. Is it possible in the first column, this place? No.
No.
This is blocked. The third. First 3 columns of the second row are blocked. Blocked. Right? Okay. Is it possible in the fourth column? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Possible. So I place it there. Okay. Clear? Then the rest of the blocks, the cells are blocked. So this is the Q1 block. This is the Q1 column which is blocked or occupied, and this you cannot fill. Q2, this you can. Sorry for this. It's slightly disoriented, and this is blocked. Okay, and this diagonal is also blocked. Is it clear? Okay. Now can we move on to the third queen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, third queen. Which column position is acceptable?
First.
The very first one. Yes, first one. So yes, so I have placed queen 3 in the first column of the third row. Right? Okay. By placing queen 3, we have also shown the blocks. I've already shown which cells get blocked. This gets blocked. Okay, and this is already blocked, and the diagonals are already blocked. Clear? Only so this gets blocked. Now, do we have a position for placing queen number 4?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we have a position. So we place it. The first 2 are not possible. Okay. Then the third, is it possible? Yes. So I place it in the fourth position. Sorry, in the third column, the fourth queen is placed. So have we completed the solution? Have you been able to place all the queens?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So we place the first queen in the second column, then the second queen in the fourth column, the third one in the first column, and the fourth queen in the third column. Okay. Now this is one solution for the 4 queens problem. Thus I call it as a 4 queens problem, and I have just tried to generate using backtracking one solution. One of the solutions for the arrangement of queens on the 4x4 chessboard is 2, 4, 1 and 3. 2, 4, 1 and 3 determine the column positions. 2 for queen 1, 4 for queen 2, then 1 for queen 3 and 3 for queen 4. Okay, and how have we solved it? We have used backtracking. So now you should be able to relate the problem with respect to backtracking. So backtracking is a problem solving methodology or an algorithm design technique in which at a time you will add one component into the solution space. Here, the component are the queens. Okay, so this at this level, you added only queen 1. Then this is a partial solution. Then at the next level, you tried for placing queen number 2. This together will now be a partial solution. Now at this level, if you find that you're not able to continue with the solution, then I call this as a dead end. Okay, so I backtrack and find or try to explore a different position for queen number 2, which I have done in column number 4. By placing queen 2 in column number 4, I was able to find a position for queen number 3. Okay, so this is a partial solution. We proceeded from there. Now here I added component number 3, which is queen number 3. By placing queen number 3 in second column, I find that I'm not able to find a position for the fourth queen, which means this also does not lead to a solution. So I backtrack, go back to the first step, and try to explore a different choice for the placement of queen 1, which is the second column. So when I tried to explore the second column for the queen 1, I found that I am able to place Q2, Q3, and Q4 without any conflict or without any attacks. Okay, this is what we call it as backtracking. Now, this complete tree structure is called as the state space tree. Okay, state space tree, and each of them, I'll just finish this here. Yeah, this is node 0, level 0. This is level 1 of the tree structure, level 2 of the tree structure, level 3, and level 4. And the node numbers indicate in what order you have tried to build a solution. So you try, this is the first node, this is the next node that you generated, this is node 2, then node 3, then node 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 are the node, the order in which the solution space has been constructed. And you should also notice that we have generated or constructed this tree structure in a depth first manner, in a depth first fashion. And hence, because obviously, you know, it's a depth first manner we are building it because we are trying to solve this in a recursive fashion. Okay. So just to give you a small idea of the terminologies, the solution that we have obtained is, what is the solution that we generated? 2, 4, 1, 3. What does this 2, 4, 1, 3 indicate?
Place of that particular queens.
The column positions for placing. What does this positions indicate? I mean, the numbers indicate.
The queen placed in the row and column. I mean,
It is
the
not
second row.
yeah, assuming that you're placing queen 1 in first row, queen 2 in the second row, third row, and fourth row, etc. 2 indicates the column position for queen number 1. 4 indicates the, I think, I hope you know that. You have understood that. Okay. So this is column number 2. This is column number 4. This is column number 1. And this is column number 3. Okay. And you would, if you proceed from there, actually, if you try to proceed once again, try to proceed or build the solution starting from again the next positions, you will find that you will find another solution which is acceptable solution, which is 3, 1, 4, 2. 3, 1, 4, 2 is actually symmetry of this. 2, 4, 1, 3, 3, 1, 4, 2. These are the 2 possible solutions that you find for the 4 queens problem. Now, just to discuss the terminology, the tree that you are going to construct for any, in fact, for any backtracking problem solving, the tree that you generate during constructing the solution, you call it as a state space tree. Okay. Root represents the initial state before the solution begins. Nodes in the first level show the choices for the first component. Nodes in the second level show the choices for the second component, and so on. A node in a state space tree is called a strobosing if it represents a partially constructed solution that can still lead to a complete solution. Please reread this. A node in a state space tree is called promising if it represents a partially constructed solution that can still lead to a complete solution. Otherwise, it is called as non-promising. So can you tell me the promising nodes in the state space tree? Promising node, no, because it is not going to lead towards a complete solution. This is a promising node because it is leading towards a solution. This one, node 3. But this is not a promising node. This is a non-promising node. So if you find that in the state space tree, all the leaf nodes, okay, all the leaf nodes will either be complete solutions or it will be non-promising. In the tree structure, you will find that all the leaf nodes will be either complete solutions or the non-promising nodes. Because once you find a non-promising nodes, you have to backtrack. Okay. So leaves are non-promising dead ends or complete solutions. The tree is constructed in a depth first manner. Now I'll just show you quickly the 5x5 solution. Most often in your examination, you generally in the previous examination so far we have been seeing the questions asked with respect to only the 4 queens problem, not more than the 4x4 instance. But just to show you how the 5 queens will also work, I'll be a little fast here. Yes, so the 5 queens problem. So we have a 5x5 chessboard here. So assuming that 5 queens has to be placed in each of these positions, each of the 5 rows. Okay, so queen 1 will go into first row, q2 in second row, etc. Okay. Yes, so as usual, we explore the first column of the first row. So we have placed it there. Please correct me if the positions are wrongly marked. So row is blocked here. This row is blocked. Okay. This column is blocked. This diagonal is blocked. This column is also blocked. Are you all there with me?
Yes, ma'am.
You're listening?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So it's blocked. Okay. Right. Now we place. Okay. Now what is the next step? Placement of queen number 2. Okay. What are the available positions for queen number 2?
Third column.
Third column, fourth column, fifth column, isn't it? So the first acceptable position is column number 3. The first 2 are blocked. So the first 2 are not acceptable solutions. So I try with the third column. Okay, so I placed here, Q2 here. So when I place Q2 over there, this row is getting blocked. This row in the sense this is already blocked. So this position gets blocked. Then the diagonal positions are blocked. This column also is blocked. Clear? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So are we finding a position for queen number 3?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Which is that position? Column number
4.
5.
5.
Column number 5. Okay. So the first 4 positions are not possible. Please remember that these crosses determine that or indicate that the first column, second column, third column, and the fourth column in row number 3 are unacceptable positions for placing queen number 3. Okay. Yes. So we move on to the fifth placement of the third queen in the 5th column. So we have placed it here. Yeah. So here, since the first column here is blocked for queen number 4, I've shown a cross here. Now it is the placement of the queen number 4 in this position. Okay. So I've just shown the complete tree here. Yeah. So we have placed it here. We have placed it here. Clear?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
After placing it there, which position is getting blocked? This position is getting blocked. Right? But still, do we have a position for queen number 5? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
We do have a position. So these are the state levels I've shown. 4 levels. Remember here we are having node 0 is the level 0. Then node 1, node 2, node 3, node 4 are showing the different levels of the state space. Then this is the last level where we have placed queen number 5. Okay, so this is one possible. Remember, this is only one possible solution, and for generating this solution, it was easy because here we have not done any backtracking. But maybe when we are trying to explore the next solution, we may have to backtrack. Okay, so for the 5 queens problem, we are having 10 possible solutions. We would be generating 10 possible solutions for the 5 queens problem.